So this piece, it's kind of in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm trying to read something honest instead of something that gets applause. So, just some content warnings. It is about like hospitalization and depression and SI things. So if you need to take a moment to either take a breath or step outside, yeah. Okay. It's called 72 Hours. My blood pressure was 150 over 104. Too anxious to be there. The nurse said it'll be better than before, there's no need to be scared. Back then, what I had seen was doctors who screamed, knowing they were triggering teens. They'd laugh, putting restraints on my roommate, stuck in bed and told to cooperate. Now I'm grown up and back, maxing out, 3 days of tears shed, hearing the lady down the hall shout about not being fed. The girl who dreamed of going to Nashville wished she was dead. She said, I feel like I'm in prison, and all I could do was nod and listen. The girl whose arms were bandaged up had the most wonderful voice. A man came in after a motorcycle crash, and I don't think he had a choice. The one who knew every facility had just turned 18. They hopped among rehabs in the city, eyes glazed over from what they'd seen. We sang along to Bruno Mars and forgot for a moment about our scars. The young man who was on 7 different medications would go on about languages he'd learned in his dream vacations. The old man who'd tell riddles was locked in a metal box. One man stayed belligerent every night they bound him. When he left, they dropped him off on the corner they had found him. Roommate 1 was a mom of 2 and tranquilized with 2 shots. Roommate 2 was put to sleep too, messed up by the meds she got. So you see, I'd never call them crazy. Their reactions to the system, a product of the ways we use psychiatry to leave people behind. Spend one night in a cell and tell me you wouldn't lose your mind. You can't prescribe your way out of poverty or find mindfulness in madness. What could Ativan possibly do for someone with no address? People are dying and their advice is to do some coloring and breathing exercises. This can't be what happens when you call 988. By the time you know what you're in for, you're 72 hours too late. They told me this hospital was one of the good ones because our rooms had windows. We sat outside and felt the wind once, and it felt too real. My body froze. Whatever happens to your circadian rhythm when you're watched every night is eased a little when there's light. It reminds you, no matter what goes on inside, the sun will still rise. My friends in facilities who are not as lucky in this endeavor, I will carry gently forever. It's the least I could do for what they've given me. May they never live in terror. May my memory make them better. When I was discharged, she said, it's been nice knowing you. It reminds you, no matter what goes on inside, the sun will still rise. I and you, we will rise too. We'll make them be better if you believe I do.